And to Whisky with a mate. Social distancing is getting a bit strained. People have been saying, why don't you get a whisky I can afford? Because I have been lashing out. Old Pulteney is normally about $65. This is actually a special one. I've tasted it. This is 145, so it's had more sherry in it from the taste of it. It's not bad, but Old Pulteney I actually think is better than normal. That's $65, salty caramel, really good. Comes from the very top of mainland Scotland, you know, before you get to the Orkneys and the Shetlands. You know John O'Groats, the very last settlement? It's just below there. That's where the distillery is in the Highlands. And John O'Groats, by the way, is named after a Dutchman. John O'Groats is named after Jan de Groot, who ran a ferry service to the Orkney Islands 550 years ago, which is an awkward segue, a kind of segue, to my guest, John Roskam, the head of the Institute of Public Affairs. The name is Dutch. How about that? John, I actually picked one that kind of had a Dutch resonance, and I shall pour it for you to be sent across to the next door studio because we're living in social isolation. Thank you so much for doing that. Yeah.
Hello, Andrew.
Disinfected hands. How are you, mate?
I'm looking forward to the whisky being walked about 10 metres from one studio to the other.
If you can shout, we might not need the microphone. How are you, mate? What a ludicrous thing. I mean, gee. Honestly, are you getting frustrated by these restrictions, mate?
Oh, look, I'm getting frustrated. I'm getting saddened. We had the National Cabinet today. And nothing came out of it. There's no hope yet. There's no plan. Here in Victoria, we just had 2 infections yesterday, which to me...
2 infections?
Like
two.
We're flattening the curve. And as you said last night on the program, the government isn't just shifting the goalposts, they're hiding the goalposts of success. And we still have these petty restrictions. We still have police harassing people. We're undermining support for legitimate restrictions, and I'm not sure whether as yet the government knows what the exit plan is. Cheers.
Look, I know. So, yeah, cheers to you, mate. I hope you like that. Oh, you're doing it well. You're not grimacing anymore. You used to grimace.
Yeah, even if it is a bit expensive.
I should have just brought the Old Pulteney, except the bottle was empty, so I don't want people to think I'm drunk. I share, as people can see, I'm sharing my whiskey with all comers. Yeah, look, those shutdowns. Why do you think the government is persisting? Like, I get it that you don't want to be taking a risk, and I get, like, I just got an email from an angry GP saying, "You want to kill my patients?" No, I don't want to kill your patients. I want bans lifted that don't actually have any real practical import, particularly where Victoria's only had, for instance, 2 fresh cases. Queensland, I think, only had 5 new infections. Mate, why would the government not welcome the chance to relax?
Well, I think that's right. And what we have now are restrictions that I don't think are proportionate or reasonable. And a couple of things have happened. I think it is the case that some politicians like the power, sadly, they like the relevance. I think it's also the case that the government doesn't want to be seen to be admitting that perhaps some of the initial restrictions were disproportionate, so they have kept on longer than is necessary. There is a legitimate and proper concern about a potential second wave infections and so on, but
deal with the second wave when the second wave comes.
And exactly. And rather than hiding the modelling, share it with us. I mean, for me, as a believer in a free society and in a democracy, there's nothing more, well, there are some more frightening things than this, but not many, than government officials saying, well, we can't share the information with the public because it might be misinterpreted. Well, it's these politicians who are refusing to take a pay cut, who will still have jobs at the end of this, who've basically put 25 million Australians under house arrest, who are now not wanting to tell us why and for how long.
I know.
This is to democracy.
I got a letter from someone running a business in Port Douglas in Queensland saying, look, this is crazy. In the whole area, we've got something like, I can't remember the figure, I think she said 450 people unemployed, and this is just dreadful, and the towns are, And I had a look at the figures for the Cairns district, of which Port Douglas is in, the whole district, including Cairns itself, there's something like 8 people in their whole area that are sick right now and presumably in hospital or at home locked up. 8. And so everyone in, this is what, sitting at home, can't move out. I mean, ridiculous. This is just, it drives me nuts.
And Andrew, it's disproportionate, and now we risk not only the health effects of people locked in their homes, we risk a generation of students not coming back to school. We've now got the media discovering that not everyone has the luxury of working from home. We've got the media for the first time now talking about the impact on low-income families, on disadvantaged families. Not everyone has high-speed Wi-Fi.
No.
This idea that everything is refracted through the prism of the lucky middle class, where there's 2 parents, both of whom got happy jobs, whereby you can have children at home, being educated at home, while parents are...
Oh, no, it's worse. It's worse than what you say. It's mediated not by them. It's mediated by politicians, health experts and journalists, all of whom are entitled to leave home. They're still earning an income. They get a fresh nose. They go out, they meet people, and they're reporting how necessary these bans are to people who are locked at home and can't go out and don't have a job. I mean, this is...
I think that's right.
Oh, my goodness. And I think this will be hung around the government's neck. Time will... A year or 2 from now, people won't say, thank you for saving us. They'll start saying, how the hell did we end up with this debt, and how come I can't get a job? And then the government will really, I think, be thinking, maybe we should have moved. Hey, quick.